Only 3% of Twitch's top earning streamers are women. I mean, not surprising, but when you hear it this way, it's just wild. 3%. The Twitch leak from 4chan confirmed what a lot of people already know. The majority of the platform's most successful content creators are men. What's shocking is the disparity. Out of the top 100 creators, only 3 of them are women. Only 1 of them is a woman of color. I'm actually, to be fair, I'm surprised that there is even one. I'm so glad there's finally tangible evidence of this. You've been saying this for years and people will still find a way to invalidate. Yeah. It's almost like, yeah, like all these women in hot tubs stealing views and making all this money and taking over Twitch. Oh, dude, you're getting conned, man. You're getting conned. It's mostly white men. I don't think the lack of diversity solely from Twitch is a global issue. I mean, yes, but it still exists within platforms as well. This morning, an anonymous hacker leaked a massive 125 gigabyte archive purportedly. Yeah, okay. Recap. One unverified list of Twitch payouts screenshotted by a Twitter user seems to show how much income the site's top 100 streamers have earned since October 2019. According to the figures, Twitch's top earning streamers are overwhelmingly male. The top spot is occupied by a tabletop roleplay collective with around 9.6 million in income, followed by a male Overwatch streamer. Okay, XTC does not play Overwatch anymore. At around 8.4 million, these supposed figures do not account for sponsorships and other methods through which streamers typically earn rev. But Lowco, clearly your boobs are taking views away from me, a mediocre white guy who plays video games in my bedroom and never reads chat. It's how a company chooses to represent, though. They could be working for more diversity in their top ranks for the contracts they offer out. Yeah. It helps explain why Twitch is so slow in addressing the problems of hate raids. Yeah, because they just, the top people, they just look at the top people and see what brings in the money. The highest ranking female streamers are further down the list, starting with Valorant streamer Pokimane at 39th place, cosplayer Amaranth at 48th. Like, everyone freaks out about Amaranth. And also, Amaranth streams a frick ton, okay? Amaranth's got nothing on these male streamers. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that these streamers are poor, but still, like, Amaranth gets so much hate, gets so much flack, gets pooped on all the time for how much money she makes. Excluding streams that are run by multiple people, such as Critical Role, there are no women in the top third of top earning Twitch content creators. In spite of the complaints about the hot tub meta, titty streamers, and how some male streamers perceive that female streamers are stealing views from men, the numbers show that only a small percentage of women are among the ranks of Twitch's highest earning content creators. Mind the millions of these top streamers rake in is still a lot of money, but the large disparity between the ratio of high-earning male streamers to female streamers stands as further proof that Twitch has not done enough to support women and marginalized streamers on this platform. Many women who stream on Twitch are also marginalized on the basis of race and sexual orientation. Pokimane is the only woman of color who made the top earner list. Many smaller streamers struggle with staying safe on the platform. While Twitch rolled out identity-based tags this May to help with discoverability, didn't solve the toxicity against marginalized streamers on the platform. So yeah, I wonder what this scales out to beyond the top 100. They go to the top 1,000, but that's gonna take a lot of time to go through. But I'm sure it will be gone through. I'm sure someone will go through it. But yeah, I think what's like, I would have expected Pokimane to be higher than 39th. Pokimane, definitely the most prominent woman on Twitch. Like, I also would have thought she would have at least been top 20. Yeah. I would have thought Amaranth would have been higher too. Like 48th. Like, I thought Amaranth would be way higher. I mean, Amaranth streams like 12 hours a day, every day. Like, has all these incentives too, like constantly incentivizing like tips and support. And maybe it's just because it's mostly tips over bits and subs maybe, but still. It's almost like women and minorities have been asking Twitch for years to help with discoverability. Hey, you know what, Carly? If you want to get discovered, I have a solution for you. Did you know you could pay to boost your stream and get your eyes in front of thousands of people? All you gotta do is con your viewers into getting them to pay for your advertising, and you're set. You're gonna get your eyes in front of thousands of streamers. You're gonna be thousands of viewers. You're gonna be famous. Yeah, I mean, Amaranth, like, if you factor in everything outside of Twitch, then the list changes, but it also changes for everyone else too. So it's like if you say, oh, well, Amaranth has OnlyFans and direct tips, so she'd be higher. Okay, but then you factor that in for all those other streamers, and they would all have more money too. Like, I've seen that argument used a lot. It's like, but Amaranth does this, or they're better on this. It's like, okay, let's factor in the money that, you know, Summit makes for being signed with Twitch, or the tips that XQC makes. I spent the last 2 hours examining the top 1,000 creators on Twitch for the sake of gender diversity. Now there's data. Let's have a conversation about the lack of gender diversity and representation on Twitch. So we want to look at the top 1,000, right? So it gets better when you get further down, obviously. Oh my god. This is crazy. Okay, so the top 1,000 streamers. Okay, let's look at the top 1,000. 14% are women. Now let's look at the earnings. 83% of the earnings. It's because it's like because the top is so top. Companies earn more on Twitch than women. 9%. Wow. No wonder they don't care. Like, why would you care about 45 million when you have 450 million? Holy crap. I'm laughing but it's because I'm actually crying on the inside. Yeah, so it's like the amount of women that are on there get better. 135 in the top 1,000. I mean, that's still really pitiful. In the top 1,000 earning streamers, 135 are women. So look at this. There are 25 companies in the top 1,000, 135 women. These 25 companies earn more on Twitch than the 135 women that are up there. That is wild. This kind of just looks like a case study for the larger gender pay gap in our country. Yeah. Second image. Oh, okay. Okay, so this number was wrong. Okay, so the 25 companies do not make more than the women. Okay. But still. If you mathed it out, like if there were as many companies as women, it would be more. Right? I mean, I think so. It would be 25 times 4, 5, just over 5 times. So yeah, it would be more. Thank you for notifying me of the correction. I think the companies also includes things like, I would assume it does include Critical Role. If you expand women numbers to the same as men, they're still making 1.5 times less than men. Really? 135 women, and there's 835 men. So if you times it by 10, which would get you the same amount of earnings, you would need 1,300 women. 1,350 women to match the men's earnings. So yeah, that does check out. The top 100 alone was just 1 month. I don't think they're considering TR as a company. I assume with companies they're talking about how Paradox and other companies like those. Why wouldn't Critical Role be included as a company? It is a company. It makes millions, tens of millions of dollars. It's 100% a company. Returning was total over the multiple years. Yeah, I mean, like the company math doesn't matter too much. Like, first of all, like it's not gonna like skew this like enough. And the company part we don't even really care about. It's the men versus women, that's disparity, the gender disparity. In general, most streamers are small businesses. I mean, yes, but I think for the sake of calling something a company, like a company, like something that has more than one person should be in the company section. Crocker, the note here says that there are few creators who don't identify as male or female. For the sake of this exercise, they were counted in the F/women/other group due to their gender being considered a minority. So they were included in the women category. Unlike other companies, they make the majority of their money on Twitch. I mean, but Critical Role is more of a company than it is a man or a woman. Like, where are they even gonna count that then? Like, you have to count that in a company. If it's more than one person, especially if there's multiple genders, then you can't put it in either one of these categories. I mean, you know they didn't put it in the women category. Wonder why men aren't complaining about being at the top of OnlyFans? You just complained about that. You literally just made that complaint. And if men are trying to do OnlyFans, like, then they can complain about that if they're having troubles. I was just wondering, which men do you follow on OnlyFans? Can you tell me what men you watch on OnlyFans? There are men on the top of OnlyFans. I'm sure there are. And also, why does it even matter? Like, what does that have to do with literally anything? It has nothing to do with Twitch and the disparity on Twitch. But what aboutism? But what about over here? Look over here. I'm an idiot. I can't make an actual argument. So what about OnlyFans? You're whatabouting. No, I am not. We're talking about women versus men on Twitch. And you're like, what about OnlyFans? What does OnlyFans have to do with Twitch? Tell me that. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your big brain, Lowco IQ comment. Disparity does matter on Twitch. What do you mean? Why does the disparity matter on Twitch? Of course it matters. As a minority, it 1000% matters to ensure that minorities and women get the same opportunities as white men. It's literally a systemic issue. Disparity matters everywhere. Representation matters everywhere. It's 1000% a big deal. They have one argument, whenever presented with facts, people who deny this will always go, hey, sexism isn't real. Gender pay gap isn't real because women in sex work make more money than men. Yes. If you have to point to sex work to, like, to point out that, like, there's a disparity and that women make more with sex work, do you see the problem here? Do you see the problem here? Do you see what's happening when you do that, right? When we're talking about people on Twitch who do just chatting, content, they play video games, and you go, but look, they show boob on this platform, they make good money over there, so that's all we're good for. Go show your tatas on OnlyFans, that's all you're all good for. No disparity over there, go over there. We're gonna keep the disparity here. Go where there's no disparity. Go show your body for money. God damn idiots. I just wonder why I bring OnlyFans up. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to bring OnlyFans up. And it's funny because people can't point to any other industry. They can't be like, well, what about the finance jobs? What about athletes? What about that? What about that? No, it's almost like this disparity exists widespread. Twitch equals men platform. Twitch men platform. Video game. Men only. Much masculine. Yes. I'm handicapped. Do you see me complain that the disabled are at the top of the list? You literally, it should advocate for disabled people to be like, what do you mean? You want disabled people to be like higher on the list. Like, why would you not advocate for yourself as a marginalized person to get more accessible options, to have more opportunities, to be represented more? What are you talking about? Thank you so much for supporting my argument. Good job. We should see more representation of disabled people in media, in video games, in content, in entertainment, in acting, getting the same jobs, the same pay. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for being on our side, Thorns. I'm so glad that you came around. That was so easy. I didn't expect it to be that easy, but thank you so much. You came around. Yay! We're not sitting around and whining about it. We are talking about it. We're literally using data to prove our point, to make a point. And it's important to talk about these issues, because if we don't talk about these issues, then guess what? The status quo remains the same. Literally talking about this is advocating for change. It's to wake people up and realize that there are inequalities, that they exist. Do more than complain about it. I literally am doing more. I'm literally doing my job here and not cracking the top 100. Not even cracking the top 1,000. Okay? I'm literally doing more by creating content. Man, this is like so easy. Next. Thank you, WLG. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you. I am literally in this graph here, represented as a minority. Rosie, thank you for gifting the sub. Thank you very much. That's totally fine, Thorns. Guess what? As a white male, you can use your privilege for good. That means supporting marginalized creators, watching marginalized creators, shouting out, engaging with them. Not coming in and trying to do bad faith arguments, but actually being like, I'm listening. I'm here to listen as a white male. I'm not going to insert my opinion into the subject, but I'm going to listen to the marginalized voices that are speaking about this issue and listen, and maybe I will learn something and take something home with me, and maybe my perspective will open up. Maybe I will have a greater perspective on life. That is what you can do as a white male. And when you see inequality, you say, you know what? This isn't right. This isn't right. We gotta do something about this. I hear you, I see you, and I'm with you. Irony of telling Lowco, one of the hardest working and most thoroughly analytical providers of thoughtful news and discussion, that she's just complaining. Real galaxy brain move. Thank you, Sonic. Because being a white male means you're automatically doing well. Yes, that's exactly what I meant, King Silver. You nailed it. You nailed it. Yes. If you are a white male, you have privilege. That doesn't mean that your life is perfect. That means that you don't have face inequalities because of the color of your skin and your gender. That's literally what that means. It doesn't mean that you're a perfect person, your life is perfect. That means you don't face inequalities just because you're a woman, just because you're black. You don't face sexism and racism. That's what that means. What did I walk into? Fragile egos. Getting butthurt. How did you live this long and stay this tense? Oh my god, what did Thorne say now? If we say that white men are privileged and like are the majority, that's not like, you don't have to be triggered by that just because you're a white male, guys. Like, you just recognize that you have power, you have privilege. Like, it's okay. You just have to like listen to marginalized creators and like try to help, be a good ally. We talk a lot about allyship on this channel. Like, be a good ally. That's all. Privilege deniers. I mean, it's like you don't, like, people get so uppity about that. Like, pointing out inequalities and like the existence of privilege. Like, man, there's like a really good quote about that. And it's like you just make it about yourself rather than like listening to what is actually being said. It's why the data triggers them. Like, there is literally data right here in front of your face supporting what I'm saying. Recognizing privilege is so important, definitely. I mean, it's the same as like being in a position of power. Like, if you're a boss, recognizing your privilege over your employees, right? Like, recognizing that you have power over them, like that, like there's a different dynamic that exists because of your position. Especially if you're a man in that position talking to a female coworker who is in a lesser position and you impose on them, right? Like, you have to be careful of that power dynamic. Like, that's really important. I mean, that is why I think like the lack of awareness that some people have about this is why people get in so much trouble in the workplace and in other situations. Bye, King. Take care. Come on, they clearly don't have the cognitive capacity to understand all those numbers. Don't be mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like to compare being a white male in the US to playing a video game where NPC disposition is set at the highest level possible. All the quest requirements are technically the same, but the persuasion and speech checks are generally much easier to pass. By and large, institutions of power tend to automatically believe what I say, and that's absolutely privilege. Yeah, that's like a very fair analysis. Yeah, absolutely. Best part is these numbers aren't even confirmed to be true at all. Yes, they are. Yes, they have been confirmed. They've been confirmed by multiple streamers. But yeah, sure. Keep trying to keep trying. Pick a different angle. Let's go. Like, by who? By first of all, Twitch themselves, and also streamers that are on the list have confirmed that their data is accurate. Now the data is not real. This is classic, like, just, oh man, classic, like when you just have nothing to stand on type of argument. First, it's like, you're just complaining. And now it's, well, the numbers are wrong anyways. But what about OnlyFans? But what about what about mental gymnastics right now? I'm honestly just bored and trolling, waiting for my coffee made. Y'all caught the bait. Got him. Oh, Thorns won. Yes. Oh my god, I was waiting. That's like the last one, right? Like you're just like, oh, just trolling. I got y'all triggered. The snowflakes. Here, I'm just trolling. Patting myself on the back. Ow. Oh, my sides are hurting. Dude, you just gave me so much free content. Also, like people are subbing and tipping because of what you're saying. So please keep trolling because it does help. It's like, it's free content. Thank you so much for helping my stream. See, look, you can be an ally. There you go. There you go. You are supporting women. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Another sub. What's happening? Will the Beast, thank you for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm done with you now, though. You're gonna leave. Goodbye. I'm done. Yeah, that was fun. That was good. Funny thing is, I literally can't remember the person's name anymore. That is how quickly they left my mind. I don't even remember their username. You got tricked into banning him. I bet you feel dumb. That's what they wanted the whole time. They got me. I'm a triggered snowflake right now. Look at me. I'm so triggered. Crocker, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you so much. Please don't give me money. Okay? It's gonna make them mad. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. No, no, no. Money just to annoy the troll. Thank you, CJ. Thanks. I will, if you wanna give me money to annoy the troll, I mean, I won't say no. I won't say no. If that's what you want, if that's gonna make you feel better. Was their code leaked as well? Yes, the entire source code of Twitch was leaked. Yes. Tip Lowco to smash the patriarchy. There we go. I'm not giving you money. I expect a full refund. What? You're not giving me money? I think I'm caught up on the troll conversation now. Good times. Good times, Gun. Good times. Reminds me of all the nasties that came out of the woodwork when you covered BLM a few years ago. Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time we've like, this is not news to me because we've covered this disparity in the past. And it's always the same thing. It's like, it's never enough data. It's never enough data. It's like, well, we need like the viewer demographics and the hours that everyone streams, and you know, like, it's like, for sure, like, always more data is good, but like, come on, like, you know what you're gonna find. You're just gonna find more support for the same argument. Like, you can go as deep as you want. Like, women are not less entertaining. Like, black people are not less entertaining. Like, there's always like these excuses of like, well, they got there. They're the most famous because they're the most entertaining. It's just because that's what they want to watch. There's so many marginalized creators that are just as entertaining, if not more entertaining, I would argue. And then you look at, you know, people who do hot tub streams or ASMR, and then people are like, oh, why are they watching these people? What are they doing? They need to ban this content. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, I thought people just want to watch what they want to watch. What happened to that argument of, well, people just watch who they want to watch? That argument doesn't exist anymore. It's not okay now. Oh, okay. It's like the time you stopped playing some game because they said the world couldn't include women. Yeah, that totally did not lead to proving my point by having the most vile and toxic people come to me to disparage and harass me. It's almost like being exclusionary towards women leads to more toxicity and incels. Who would have thunk, though? Who would have thunk that?